What's going on with Intel stock? In the past couple of days, Intel stock is up close to 15%. Year to date, it's up 12%. It's a beat in the market. It's outperforming, and it's even outperforming Nvidia. Now, I know we're only in February, but as you know, I am an Intel shareholder. We've been suffering for far too long. So when we can celebrate, we can take those small wins. I will take the microphone, I will take the megaphone, and I'll celebrate as loud as possible. But on a serious note, what exactly is going on with Intel? Is there a new CEO that's been announced? Is there some new products? What's going on here? So let's discuss all of that in this video. I'm still bullish on the company. I still think they will turn it around. Still some question marks left, right, with regards to the CEO, with regards to the Foundry business as well. Is it going to be spun out? New partnerships, etc., etc. Lots of question marks. But from the last earnings call, it does seem like things are going the right way when we look at 18A, which in my eyes, 18A is going to be the make or break product for Intel. If it's a break, then I'm out. If it's a make, then yes, I think we're going to go much, much higher than the price we're at right now. So let's discuss all of that in this video. Don't forget, on Thursday, 12 p.m. live stream with Jose as always, so stay tuned for that. Like, subscribe, do all of that. We really appreciate it. Very, very close to 80,000 subscribers. So we really appreciate all the support. And if you want to support me even further, do check out the link down in the description and in the pinned comment with the top 10 best stocks to buy now, or go to fool.com/cash investor. And yes, I do have some extra energy in this video. So first up, a quick comparison year-to-date performance. Intel stock up 9%. Well, it's a bit more than that right now, but when I took that screenshot it was 9% and Nvidia was down 9.2%. Moving on to the next thing is this. This talks about what Congress has been buying in 2024. Well, Intel, the fifth most bought stock by Congress in 2024, with 3 members buying 8 times. Prominent Republicans buying the stock include Marjorie Taylor Greene and Tommy Tuberville. The single Democrat buyer is Jonathan L. Jackson, but this was the 5th most bought stock by Congress in 2024. And if you follow the performance of Congress investors, they usually don't miss. Now back to the serious stuff. Intel stock is up in the last couple of days because of the following. One, we've got some positive reviews by some famous, let's say, reputable websites. So in this case, Notebook Check, there's also Tom's Hardware, and then PC World as well. They did talk here about the Intel Core Ultra 9 275HX that became the fastest laptop processor on Passmark. So they said that the first sample of the Intel Core Ultra 9 275HX, I'm not going to repeat that name, on Passmark has managed to overtake the AMD Ryzen 9, lots of numbers and letters after that, chip to head the CPU mark chart for fastest laptop processor performance. However, despite the Arrow Lake HX chip's impressive appearance, it could not quite topple a cohort of Apple's M3 SKUs in single-thread performance. Moving on to PC World, they said the following. Intel's Core Ultra 200 laptop CPUs deliver shocking performance gains. It's the most powerful mainstream laptop processor we've seen from Intel, though its AI performance is lacking. To be honest, the last part here I couldn't care less. As I've been saying in past videos as well, I think most people are just looking for a laptop that has good performance and a long-lasting battery. All the AI stuff, Copilot, you name it right now. To be honest, this is me personally. If I were to buy a new laptop, I would probably just be looking at performance and battery life. All of the AI, Copilot stuff, applications that, to be honest, right now are quite useless to me, I couldn't care less. And by the looks of many comments on many videos, I think the majority would agree. In the future, of course, in the future, as more apps, programs get built on top of all of this AI infrastructure and software layer that has been built or is being built in the last couple of months and years, then okay, then yes, then maybe there is going to be a huge difference between a laptop that does lack in AI performance and those that are kicking butt with their AI performance. But as of right now, I don't think that's the case. So they do say the following. They compared AMD, Intel, and Qualcomm, and they said the following. I still think that all 3 laptop platforms, AMD, Intel, and Qualcomm, are at the top of their game right now, pushing hard. If you want absolute killer battery life and incredible standby performance, consider a Snapdragon laptop. Remember, this is based on ARM, and in the ARM ecosystem, I don't think you'll have all of the apps, all of the programs running smoothly. Then AMD's Ryzen platform, meanwhile, excels in most tasks, including gaming. Intel's Lunar Lake Core Ultra 200V chips are still probably the best choice for both battery life and some AI tasks, with the Core Ultra 200H taking over for general productivity. The Core Ultra 200H doesn't appear to quite have the chops to serve as a gaming processor and lacks sufficient NPU tops to really run NPU-dependent AI apps. Okay, fine, I think we can live with that. And to be honest, the bar with Intel has been set so low, right? The expectations are so low that when we get these types of reviews and positive reviews, I think that's a good reason for the stock to go up. We've also heard quite positive reviews with regards to Intel GPUs, right? The lower priced ones. Performance is quite good as well. So it's beginning to turn the huge ship around, slowly but surely. Then we also have Vice President Vance at the AI Action Summit in Paris said the following the last 2 days or so. The Trump administration believes AI will have countless revolutionary applications in economic innovation, job creation, national security, healthcare, free expression, and beyond. To safeguard America's advantage, the Trump administration will ensure that the most powerful AI systems are built in the US with American designated and manufactured chips. Of course, Intel went up on that news since Intel is, well, the American Foundry. Of course, not as successful as TSM. TSM is also building in the United States, but TSM did say before that, look, the most advanced technologies are still first going to be built in Taiwan since that's where the R&D center is. So that will happen there. And then it will move to the United States. In the United States, those chips will also be more expensive because, well, the labor is just more expensive than in Taiwan. And so having an alternative, something like Intel, that's going to be of extreme importance. There was also a Bird analyst that said the following with regards to some conversations that TSM might have sent some engineers to Intel fabs in the United States. So he said the following. The discussion involved Taiwan Semiconductor sending engineers to Intel's fabs slated to produce 3 and 2 nanometer sizes, which, by the way, as of right now, they are ahead of TSMC with those. So again, we'll see what happens with the yield eventually and all of that. But right now, they are ahead. I know it's surprising to a lot of you, but this is the truth right now. So they sent those engineers to the fab in an effort to improve the know-how and ensure the fab and subsequent manufacturing projects from Intel become viable. The analyst, who had a neutral rating on Intel, added that the fab could be spun off into a new entity that is jointly owned by TSMC and Intel, but run by Taiwan Semiconductor. The new entity would receive US CHIPS Act funding, which, I mean, to be honest, right now Intel is using TSMC a lot, which is also why the margins are getting hit. In the future, they would like to take some stuff in-house, right? 18A is going to start first for Intel and then for external customers. But if we can get a foundry, Taiwan Semiconductor / Intel run by Taiwan Semiconductor, I mean, I don't know how much Intel will own from that, 50-50, 60-40, I don't know or what it's legally required after he got the CHIPS Act, but that could be extremely interesting. He continued by saying, while there is no confirmation and potential completion of this project could be lengthy, we think this move makes sense, further building on Intel's prior CEO focus on the company's core competency, manufacturing. Going forward, Intel would benefit from significant cash flow relief and would focus on design and platform solutions going forward, while a viable fab could finally attract key fabless companies to diversify into a geo-dependable manufacturing model. Of course, as of right now, Intel is Intel's foundry biggest customer. That shouldn't be the case in the future. We also know that, well, at the end, I believe towards the end of last year, there was this announcement that they're going to make the chips for Amazon. So we did talk with Jose on the live stream talking about how those big tech players could maybe sort of invest in Intel Foundry and also become partners. That would make sense. But I mean, if they could do this with TSMC, why not? And then the last thing, of course, is the CEO question, right? Who is that going to be? Well, last week, there were some changes at Global Foundries. So Global Foundries CEO is basically getting replaced, but is still remaining as executive chairman. Now, There were already some rumors circulating that maybe he might be the new Intel CEO, but it will be a bit strange that he still is the executive chairman of Global Foundries and then become the CEO of Intel. I don't know if that would work out. Maybe he would leave Global Foundries completely if he got the job at Intel. That could definitely be an option. And to be honest, it would fit the profile, it would fit the profile for sure. And then it remains to be seen what happens. Is it going to be CEO for the whole of Intel? Is it going to be CEO for Intel Foundry? What's going to happen there? Is MJ and the CFO going to stay co-CEOs on the product side of things? Remains to be seen. I mean, they do take their time to find the right CEO, because I don't think that this time they can slip up, even though I still think that Pat was the right guy for the job and the whole board needed to be replaced, because there aren't that many people on the board with semiconductor know-how, just so we're clear here. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I do hope it's someone from the semiconductor sector with a lot of experience. And so to close this out, just a quick review here of the Intel business, because I know that some people think that Intel's business is worthless, but just looking at the blue bars right here, just looking at the blue bars, I think Intel should be already worth around $80 billion. That's the total client computing group and the data center and AI revenue. If you go back 18 months or so, total client computing group has grown 39%. Data center and AI group has grown only 16.75%, and then Intel Foundry has actually decreased by 6.8%. Of course, huge changes and all of that. But if you look at the profitability parts of things, this is EBIT. The client computing group, still quite okay. I mean, that has grown quite a lot since April 2023. It's generating just over $3 billion of operating income. Data center and AI, not much, $233 million as of last quarter. And then, of course, the Intel Foundry side is burning money, $2.26 billion last quarter. 2 quarters ago, huge restructuring and all of that. So that's why you're taking here a huge hit. But all in all, if you can start making a profit of your Intel Foundry, if Intel Foundry's revenue will start to reaccelerate, right, go towards that $5 billion, if the client side of things suddenly gains momentum, I think you're going to get a completely different Intel, and especially a different view from Wall Street on Intel. And so right now, what do we see? Well, we see that on the weekly, we've got a nice big green candle here. Nice one that went above the 20 and the 50-day one, of course, still below the 200-day one, which is at $25.21. So yeah, since the lows actually, well, a long time ago, back in August, RSI has been making its way back up while the stock went up and then down again. But it does seem like we're getting a little bit more positive action more recently. So all in all, that's basically what's been happening with Intel. Hopefully we get some concrete CEO news in the next couple of weeks. I do think that there is an event in Washington in March where Intel will be there to talk a little bit about AI, semiconductors and all of that. So that might also be a catalyst. So all in all, that's about it. Like, subscribe to all of that, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.